Alright, so we got a battle report here. We have Spacewolves against Sisters of Battle. 1,000 points. The Spacewolves are a pure Space Wolf army. It's got one objective here. We're doing the Emperor's Will. So an objective here. There's an objective in this back corner. And then the breakdown for the Space Wolves. What's the breakdown?
Each one of these rhinos has 8 Grey Hunters, so, 1 Melta. These two each have 1 Runic Priest.
Alright, so 2 rhinos, 8 Grey Hunters in it, and a runic. Oh, 3 rhinos. 1 is hidden back here.
Yes.
They have Runic Priests in 2 of them. They have Meltas and they have Grey Hunters. And then there's a bunch of Long Fangs standing on this ruin. Is that 1 unit or 2 units of Long Fangs? And is that it? Alright, that's it. How many scoring units? 3? Yep. 3 scoring units. And then the Sisters actually have allies, so it's got 1 unit of Guard Veteran. This here is a subbed-in Guard Heavy Weapons group. The Canonist stands in for a Guard also, kind of ran out of models. There's a group of Sisters in this Rhino here. They're just standard setup with 1 Melta and 1 multi-Melta. We got an Aegis defense line with the quad cannon. We have a Retributor squad, all with heavy bolters, a Primaris Psyker, Saint Celestine, a Repressor with the same layout of Sisters. It'd be 10 girls, 1 multi-Melta, 1 Melta, and an Exorcist. And it is now round 1. The Space Wolves are going first. Space Wolf's movement phase. This Rhino immobilized itself right on the river edge. This Rhino here had no problems, no immobilization, and it ran its full 12 inches. Alright, recap. Both Rhinos get their psychic tests put off. They've got a 5-up cover save. Is that right? 5-up? Longfang shot the quad cannon. We forgot it was night fighting. The quad cannon actually made its 2 saves. Turn 1, Sisters have 3 faith points. Alright, Sisters' movement phase is done. These Imperial Guard didn't really do much. They kind of shifted over a little bit. Repressors didn't move. The Primaris Psyker jumps up. The Saint follows him. Exorcist didn't move. That Repressor made it without immobilizing itself. And the Rhino didn't move at all. Sisters get 2 acts of faith. The Heavy Squad gets 1. And the Sisters and the Rhino get 1. Alright, so end of Sisters round 1. The Exorcist here blows up the Rhino. It actually explodes, but it doesn't kill anyone or wound them. And then everyone else essentially whiffed. The Meltas shot that Rhino, and it made its cover save from night fighting. The Longfangs on top of the building took 1 wound after their 2-up saves due to night fighting. And that is the end of Sisters round 1. Alright, the Space Wolves turn to shooting phase. The Repressor is blown up, killing the Sister Superior and some girls. The quad cannon took a wound from the Longfangs, and the Rhino is no longer immobilized. And this group is now charging, so we're going to overwatch them. Overwatch fails. Absolutely nothing happens, so the Space Marines charge in, and they are going before the Sisters. Alright, at the end of the assault phase, this group of Sisters gets assaulted. They get reduced down to 2 individuals. They flee combat, they get away. They move a total of 2 inches, and the Space Wolves are sort of clustering in near them to murder next round. Turn 2, Sisters have 2 faith points. Not that impressive. Movement phase. These girls have fallen back. Saint and the Primaris have moved forward. This Exorcist turns a little bit to give front armor against that group there. Acts of faith in the shooting phase goes off for the Retributors. Alright, shooting so far. Las Cannon manages to destroy the weapon on that Rhino. The Primaris Psyker uses Dominate on that group of Space Wolves, but they deny the Witch. This group accomplishes nothing with their Snapfire. Alright, so end of Sisters shooting. The Retributors kill a couple dudes over here in this Space Wolf group. The Exorcist kills a few more. They pass their leadership test, and so it is the end of Sisters round 2. Alright, Space Wolves turn 3. At the end of the movement phase, the Rhino gets itself here. It then uses its 6-inch shooting run, does not immobilize, pulls right up next to the Sisters Rhino. And then at the end of the movement, the Stormcallers go off here on these 2 priests. Or shooting, we're not sure which phase it is. Alright, Longfangs have killed the quad cannon. Alright, so Longfangs managed to kill a guardsman. In the assault phase, Spacewolves charge the two girls, they wipe them out, and they get a 2-inch consolidate, so they're standing here on this edge of terrain. Sisters turn 3 at the top of the turn. The sisters have, once again, 2 faith points, not that impressive. So sisters movement phase here. These girls stay in place. These Imperial Guard, and remember the canoness here is a guard. They move up a little bit. The Saint breaks off and makes a flying run towards those guys. The Primaris Psyker moves up separate from the Saint, and that is the end of Sisters' movement phase. We still have 2 faith points, which will be used in this group's shooting phase. It does not go off, and this group's shooting phase, it does. Alright, the Primaris Psyker does his telepathy and kills 3 Longfangs. Retributors put 6 wounds in on those Longfangs, killing this dude up top. And that's the end of their shooting. These guys over here are gonna... Actually, wait, the girls in the tank. So the girls in the tank here are going to shoot the Rhino, which is right next to them. So the girls in the tank have blown up the Rhino next to them with a multi-multi shot. So all the guys in the squad are completely unscathed by the exploding Rhino. But they are now in a bunch of terrain. Alright, end of the Sisters assault phase and end of Sisters round 3. The Exorcist has killed 1 Space Wolf. Saint Celestine is shot down by a missile launcher in the head during the assault. The Primaris Psyker killed a bunch of guys and made their unit run. Are they still on the table? Alright, they're still on the table, which means they're going to automatically rally. The Retributors accomplished nothing. These guys managed to put 1 wound on the Rune Priest, and the girls in the tank are just sitting there. At the end of the Space Wolves turn 4 movement phase, these guys come up. They're going to probably try to bust the Exorcist. Those Longfangs they show no fear, so they get back. They get their full move. They're up here on top of the building. And the Rune Priest just kind of slides to the back of his group, and otherwise no movement was made. Alright, Psychic Test in the shooting phase. These guys have a 5-up cover. They just barely passed, but they got it. Alright, these Space Wolves go sliding out to the back. The Rune Priest uses his Psychic Power, but gets an 11, so it does not go off. And they're going to attempt to pop the Rhino. 3 bolters and a Melta. Melta misses. And 2 bolters hit. And nothing happens. Alright, the Primaris Psyker goes down to a missile shot, instant death. And the heavy weapon is dead. Alright, the team is still good. They took a loss on that las cannon, but they made their morale check.
Charger.
This squad does not manage to charge the Exorcist. Alright, so this group comes charging in. The vehicle didn't move, so they automatically hit. They only inflicted, even though they rolled an insane number of dice, they only inflict 4 glances. But it's Sisters of Battle, so the Emperor loves us, and we get an invul save of 6 up. And they are wrecked. Sisters get wrecked. They emergency disembark coming out the side door, so they're within 3 inches of the vehicle, and they're all standing here in the open. As Sisters turn 4, they have a total of 4 faith points, which is more than they can possibly use this turn. Saint Celestine gets back up with a total of all wounds. So even though she took a missile shot to the head, she's back as before. Sisters round 4 movement. The Exorcist kind of moves up into the terrain towards these guys. The Saint is going to move her move. These sisters move back, except for the multi-melta. These infantry veterans are coming up, and Saint Celestine comes moving in. She lands right here, but the model might want to fall, so we're moving her down. All right, end of Sisters shooting phase, round 4. The Exorcist murders all but 1 guy in that squad, killing the Rune Priest. The Retributors kill the Rune Priest here, and a massive Melta and Plasma Fire kills a single Space Wolf. And then the Saint flames 4 guys, absolutely nothing happens. She's declaring a charge, which she can't fail, but they could just like slaughter her. And this time they hit her again. They do not wound her. Alright, so combat here. Saint Celestine kills 3 Longfangs. She takes 1 wound in response, and then They try to break, but I catch them, and combat just continues. So, end of Sisters round 4. Exorcist has killed 2 dudes. St. Celestine is locked in combat. Retributors are standing behind the wall here still. These veterans and sisters are encroaching on this group here, and we have killed a warlord. Alright, movement phase. This Space Wolf moves 4 inches back. The guys get outside of the Rhino, pretty close to the Saint. Alright, these Space Wolves in their movement decide to move and then run to stand up here near the outhouse. Alright, assault phase. The Longfangs charged in on the assault, so St. Celestine has the initiative. She hits 5 times. She's striking the squad that she was originally fighting. And she needs 4s, so she kills 3 guys. Alright, St. Celestine takes 2 hits and takes another wound. Alright, Sisters turn 5. They get 4 faith points. Sisters movement phase. The Exorcist here has moved. It turns so it can shoot those guys up in that building there. These guys don't move. These guys kind of cluster up towards the objective. They're contesting it now. End of Sisters movement phase. Exorcist is turned so it can shoot them. Retributors stay where they are. These guys sort of crowd in, and we're going to see what happens at the end of shooting. End of the shooting phase. These sisters run so that they're theoretically underneath the objective. We killed a couple Space Wolves. Exorcists whiffed. Retributors contributed to this death over here. And the Saint is now swinging in at the squad of 3. She hits 3 times. And she kills 2 guys. The wolves there break from combat, make a run. The Saint cannot really contest the objective by the way that the wolves are standing. And does the game go on? It does. So we're now on Space Wolves round 6. So the Saint is going to take a ton of shots.
He's going to fire first.
Got a 4-up invul. She dies. So St. Celestine is dead, but because Sisters are the second half of the turn, she could get up 50% of the time. Alright, these Space Wolves kind of pull out. They're going to shoot one of the 2 units down here.
Shoot the girls.
They're shooting the Sisters. The Sisters take 3 hits, and the first one dies. It's got to be the closest, so it's the girl that is contesting. This guy moved 6 inches, and then it's going to shoot the Retributors. No, he does not shoot the Retributors. Faith points, round 6 is 6. The Saint, does she get back up? She does not. Acts of Faith for the shooting phase. Retributors get their act of faith. Sisters of Battle over there also get their act of faith. The shooting phase for the guard, once again, plasma kills another guard. It's kind of bad for them, so we're going to make a save. They did kill a Space Wolf. They're good for their morale, so they're sticking around. And now we're going to see how many sisters can actually see this guy. Alright, in summary here, there is 1 lone Space Wolf standing up here. The objective is contested, but the Space Wolves have that objective, so they're 2 points up because they have Line Breaker. Rolling to see if the game continues. It does not, so Space Wolves win. It was close. If the game had continued, it probably would have ended differently, but it was a good game.